That's what Langston saw. I did some real serious acting. Some of us are doing the work. And Langston saw dooper.
I went to AP Bio to support my friend, to watch him be empowering for us and our community. And instead, David went on there slipping in pudding and being eaten up by birds. He was a fool.
Notes put on the back of his shirt.
Girl, I am here for you. All those times at night when you just hurt me and just ran out with that other fella, baby, I knew about it. I just didn't care. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another phenomenal episode of My Mama Told Me.
The podcast where we dive deep into the pockets of Black conspiracy theories.
And we finally worked to prove that Kimbo Slice actually died from a specific type of suffocation, from being the type of nigga that puts a skull cap on a bald head. There it is. I'm Langston Kerman.
I'm David Borey, and I did not like that one. You let that dark-skinned king sleep in peace. You don't come for Kimbo Slice like that.
Listen, I'm a big fan, but
I don't think you are. I don't think you are, because I was in day one from when he was fighting dudes in the boatyard.
And it was wrong then. And listen, that's where you and I think fundamentally disagree. Is you go, oh, I'm a big fan, I'm going to protect that king. And what I do is I go, I'm such a big fan, I want to challenge that king, even in his death, to be a better version of himself. That's where I live.
That was a cute way to say you're a fucking hater. All right. That was really nice of you. I'm just saying the man is a legend for all his work in backyards, boatyards. He fucked up that marine in a side yard one time, I'm pretty sure. To an AC vent.
Man.
But anyways, God bless him.
God bless Kimbo Slice. And God bless our guest today. How about that? This is a nice way. We don't ever bless people with God on this podcast. So this is a big deal for you.
Yeah, this is big.
Amen.
She's hilarious. She's an actress. She's a comedian. She's all the shit. You know her from Comedy Central. You know her from her stand-up special. I think you have a special I saw that you just shot.
With
LOL,
with Heartbeat and LOL, yeah, and don't tell, yeah,
and don't tell. She's done it all. She's hilarious, and more importantly, tomorrow night, September 18th, you can see her on the Tonight Show. Go ahead,
yeah,
that day, this upcoming Wednesday, and if you're the type of motherfucker that listens to this late, bitch, then fine, she's already on the Tonight Show.
Okay,
who cares?
Yeah.
That's the point. She's great. Give it up for Brandi Denise, everybody.
Nobody gave it up. You ain't got no sound effects or nothing.
Man, this shit is not going the way it used to.
I'm going to protect him. Normally he does.
You got to protect your man because he's not doing what he said he was going to do.
I'm watching the ball fumble.
So good. So good and tasty.
It's not titled the same shit it used to be titled as well.
He's working through some shit.
I got two screens.
Look, and this is not a man who would have ever imagined having two screens in his life, I would say.
I got a code to do this fucking podcast now.
Oh, man. Wow. Yeah, this is an engineering job for sure.
And I'm not an engineering brain.
He's a lover, not an engineer. Brandi, we're so happy you're here. You came to us with a conspiracy theory that I would say feels a little close to my heart right now. It's one that certainly has come up in previous conversations with my own family because of having now two children of both genders. You said, my mama told me
the shape of your baby bump will determine the gender.
Yes.
Tell me everything you know.
I love that.
Well, I don't believe it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
What do they say? If the baby's sitting low, it's a boy.
That's right.
And
if
the baby is sitting high, it's a girl. And I just think that has a lot to do with like your BMI, really, your body mass index, because I feel like if you already big, your belly already sit low. It makes it like
it just, you know what? Why I'm laughing is because you saying the BMI made it sound like you were going to say something more scientific following it.
I did think that. I thought you had like facts.
I mean, that's a fact. That's just how gravity works.
But what about when little women get huge bellies?
Okay, it could still be huge, but it still sits up higher, I think, because I want to say, because your cavity, your rib cage cavity, your rib cage cavity protrudes outward because it's got to push through the abs. And even if your abs aren't really showing, the abs are there. And we know that they're there because there's not a layer of external body mass index covering it. So it's protruding out because it's got to break through. But if there's already an external level of extra body mass, it's not going to go out. It's going to go down because that's how gravity works. It's going to go
Now here's what's fun is now you're doing the type of scientific talk that I know you weren't prepared to do.
Calculated.
Yeah, I'm in my comfort zone. This feels like pseudoscience. Now we can move around.
Yeah, this is nice. You spoke like this. You had your hands to your temples.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because if you think about it.
I have a serious question, and this is gonna sound. Listen, this is for all the idiots out there. I had never thought about this until just now.
You had never heard this conspiracy?
No, I've heard this conspiracy. I heard this conspiracy.
Okay.
I am just. This is a physical question. When a woman gets pregnant, where do the abs go?
So the baby is pushing on them with their shoulder like this, like
get out, let me out of here.
And so basically they just stretch out. So that's why it's a lot harder to get back in shape when you I've never had a child. I've never been pregnant, but let's just say I was. So it's a lot harder to get back in shape because your abs are actually stretched. And sometimes you do lose the elasticity or tendon connectivity from your abs. They do say that about women who've had children, that it's harder to get them back.
I got bad news.
I have seen that.
I have
seen that on the front with the ripples, which is, hey, no problems here.
Ripples, you mean stretch marks?
No, I think he's speaking more to the
it's like a skin reservoir.
When it starts to look like the coloring on a map, where it starts to, that's higher, rockier terrain at certain areas on the
right.
Are we talking about abs still?
No, I'm talking about when a woman has had a baby and then the stomach looks like
the back of Terry Cruz's neck.
And you know what?
Because stretch marks can be tight. Stretch marks can be on some tight skin.
Yeah, stretch marks, it's tighter, but these are more. And again,
that's
we're not describing it this way because it's some distaste. They don't bother me one bit.
No.
I know that I will have them. It's a hereditary thing too. Like, no matter, even if my mother, whatever size they are, it's just like you can kind of look at your mom and see how her stomach looked, and that's how yours is looking. There's some people who just pop babies out and it's just
snatch.
Yeah, it is like.
But that's not my family's testimony, and I really know that will not be not mine.
Here's what I am sad to tell you both. Brandy's correct that the abs do stretch, but they also rip.
Ooh.
They fully they fully
shred, fucking shred.
We broke.
God
and
damn,
then
babies are
and then
nasty.
women have to essentially rebuild that on their own insides. You know what I mean? Like crazy things happen to women's bodies through
that's
labor
why
and
I feel
pregnancy.
like your children should come out and basically like be personal trainers, because you need to help me get this back.
I like that.
It's on you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That should
You
be your
took
first
this
job.
from me. Stop putting pictures of me back when I was young up on Instagram and help.
Help, right.
Help me look like that.
Right.
Yeah, you see what I used to look like.
Help me look like I looked at that Beyonce concert.
You trying to like, no, for
Damn,
real.
y'all, my daddy used to be fine. Fuck that. I could still be fine. Help.
Don't make me a TikTok talking about what he said he used to get hoes back in the day. No.
Come on.
Okay.
Those TikToks are my biggest fear, by the way.
Right.
That's my biggest fear, because it's like, I had always thought that if you had a fine infrastructure, it would stay, and then those TikToks improve. That is not. Like, I thought if you had you know what I mean? If you had the base fine structure, you were going to have that forever. And that's not true.
Did you do you know which one I'm talking about? Where they're like, my daddy said he used to get women back, and it's like, you're breaking my heart. They start playing Mint Condition. It's just like their daddy sitting there like this, trying to fucking spoon feed himself, and then it cuts
it's
back
always the worst.
to this fucking Morris Chestnut, like a Adonis man, and I'm like, daddy can't even walk right now.
Bro, they got him taking out the trash all ashy. Like, it's the worst.
It's just like, it literally is women who were fawning over this man like 40 years ago, and he was like, you know, a player. He had all the bitches, and I bet it's some old lady like, now look at his ass, now just ass, you're taking out the trash. Look at him, bet he wish he still had me.
Damn. Just making him feel low on the one special day he has. TikTok celebration day.
Because you know it's one woman that won him. It's one woman, because they was running circles around him. You could tell by the pictures.
Yeah.
Why you standing in the junkyard with a wife beater on?
Yeah, no reason. Clean wife beater.
Clean.
That's not even junkyard attire.
There is a consistency of the odd spaces these men in sexy shirts find themselves in. You know what I mean? Where it's like a pool hall, but half the wall is missing, and he's just smiling. It's like, oh, nigga, you a rascal. What the fuck
I
are
think
you
it's
doing?
also easier to be fine in a small place. It's hard to be fine at the mall. You could be the finest dude at the junkyard pretty easy.
But fine, it doesn't move around. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody's like, oh yeah, there's nobody else to compare him to at the junkyard. We just see this picture of this one man. His Jerry curl juice is dripping, and we was like, he had hoes.
Yeah, and
that's true.
And we don't even know if he's wearing like a good outfit from back then, because we don't have a frame of reference of what a good outfit is. So like, he might stand next to a motherfucker that actually is fly, and we'd be like, nigga, you look terrible.
Right.
Comparatively, you look worse than him. So no, you're not a baddie. You're just a nigga in a bad outfit in the junkyard.
What?
With nice
Langston,
bone structure. We're all confused.
With great bone structure.
Yeah. Langston, as a father, where do you think that your strange, fine picture would come from? Like, if this were Lord willing, it doesn't happen to you, but if it does happen to you 20 years from now in the future version of TikTok, like, my daddy used to, where is that used to picture taken from? Is my
The
question.
unfortunate circumstances we live in is she's going to get it straight from fucking the source. Like, she's going to put up a video of me being sexy flexy on Insecure, and then it'll be,
oh, wow.
She'll be like, see? And that'll just be the template of whatever they work from. Like, they're
great, though.
I've already given her
That's
the
why
source.
you do that.
But I don't want to do that.
Listen, can I tell you right now? You're being selfish. Shut the fuck up. You know what I've been on TV? A fucking teacher. That's what my kid, a goddamn teacher on AP Bio.
You were always very frazzled too. You weren't like you weren't like a cool teacher. You were always like dropping shit and
amazing,
getting kicked in the butt by students.
All right, relax.
Did that happen?
You've gone too far again.
You got kicked in the butt by a student?
I didn't get kicked in the butt by a student. I was upset about a coin club closing.
Mine was a stripper, though, so that would be even more horrific.
Oh, that's true.
I was
That's
a
tough.
stripper
That
that played like so crack, and then the other one I was just a really ghetto hairstylist.
Damn.
Damn. But you weren't doing the crack.
No, I was never doing the crack. I was just walking around the strip
Okay,
club.
no, you're good. You'll be
That's
all
good
right.
then. Drug
You'll be
dealers
all
can
right.
get it. Drug dealers are still fine. Super
Yeah,
fine.
that's cool.
Some people, that's their only time.
Definitely was selling crack.
So, Brandi, this is not something it sounds like you believe. Who introduced it to you in your life? Where did this all come from for you?
So, my stepfather's family is originally from Florida, and so a lot of them are, Southern folks, and they believe in all the conspiracy theories, the fish, if you're pregnant, the high, the low, the baby, if you scratch your hand, you get some money, all the stuff. And so, basically, I heard it from my stepfather's my grandparents and like his sisters and things of that nature. So just sitting around the house or on the front porch, some cousin walks in pregnant. It's like, ooh, that better say low, girl. It's gonna be a little boy. And I'm like,
or you fat as hell.
I didn't say it, but I'm like, her belly was already sitting low. I don't think y'all know what y'all talking about.
What you think, the baby going in there and lifting things up? No, he's relaxing.
He's like, I'm gonna be strong. Like, no, that's not.
You're like, oh, look, a hammock.
Yeah. Okay, so this is, I had a family member I knew, well, obviously I know it was a family member, but this was when I was young. I had to be like in high school or something. And it was a family member who was pregnant. She didn't find out till she was like 7 months pregnant because she was obese. And she did not know.
Wow.
And she just said that she just saw her stomach. She just thought she was getting bigger. Like it was like 6 to 7 months is when she found out.
God,
7 months.
It was a long time. And that's why I think even with that theory, then it's like, well, sometimes people just don't be knowing,
I mean, I do know some women who do not show a lot for a while.
I was going to say that happened to a girl in my town on the other end. She was not fat. She was hella little.
Really?
Yeah. She didn't.
Like how long though?
I think she like 8 months or some shit. Like it was like right before. Yeah.
I've known some women who like, granted, you can tell they're pregnant, but if they can be at like 9 months and you'll be like, how long far? And you would expect 3.
Right.
Like, I see a little something, but it ain't nothing worth really like tripping about kind of vibes.
Right.
And so I could see how somebody could get that long, but 7 is a long time.
Yeah, it was a very long time. And I don't even remember because I was like so much younger. I don't even remember how she found out, but I remember my mom just being like, her ass didn't know. like
yeah.
Listen, you're big as hell. You're already eating weird shit.
And then the thing too is like just with women's bodies, sometimes if you're like underweight or if you're like overweight, you stop having a period. Like you could stop having one from being underweight or overweight. So our bodies do different things just with weight gain or weight loss. And so she's just like, I guess I hit that point. I'm eating too much and it ain't.
And also spotting and bleeding during pregnancy is not unheard of. So like, you might get a couple spots every once in a while. You're like, oh, okay, no, everything seems to be doing what it's supposed to do. And then it turns out, no, there was a baby in there the whole time.
No, but she had the baby and everything. It wasn't like, she.
And the baby's cool. It's not like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The baby just had a baby. So, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Babies on babies.
Baby just had a baby.
I want to add to this conspiracy theory. I don't believe any of the boy-girl myths physically. It's like also, have you ever heard, and this is the first myth that I thought of when I read your conspiracy. Have you ever heard heard people say you got to make love to have a girl and then you're fucking to have a boy?
Yeah,
No,
I've heard that.
I've never heard
Really?
that. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, as someone with 3 brothers, I think it's a very harsh stereotype. To that effect, it's just like it rings to the same. It seems of the same ilk to me, where it's like, man, that's like you're just saying shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You would prefer your mom made love for all of you?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You would not?
Yeah, no, I don't. It doesn't make. I guess it doesn't make it feel better for me that they made love. I just need you to get the job done. personally. They both gross me out.
But like,
They both make me feel real icky that you
as a
pressed
boy,
into
but
another
like you would
person.
not rather be the product of like, I don't know, kisses and things like that.
Kisses.
You know what I'm saying?
He's like, no, face in the pillow, ass up.
Yeah.
Don't you fucking turn around.
I hope she put some DMX on. He kept his shoes on.
Shoes and
Get in
socks,
there.
yeah.
Get in there and make me an omelet. I'm hungry. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It don't make a difference to me.
Oh, I guess we're different in that way. I don't know.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But I say all that to say the sitting high or sitting low thing strikes me as the same type of thing where people are going to say all kinds of shit about, because it's like the most common thing that everybody deals with is pregnancy. So of course there's going to be a million ideas. You know what I mean? Oh,
Yeah.
think about that. It's like the fishes shit. It's all the same shit. To me.
Well,
I get that.
I think that they had to kind of figure out some kind of way when they didn't have ultrasounds to figure out how to have babies. And so it was like, let's make this up, you know?
And to that, I think it often carries on tradition in part because Black people remain without the same level of access that our white counterparts do, right? That like, as long as you are keeping people in sort of these unfortunate circumstances where we can't trust your science the same way, nor are you offering the best version of the science that you have to offer. So it's like, no, I need to start strategizing how to figure certain things out for me and mine, even when y'all won't take care of us.
And I agree with that. And I challenge that notion with the idea of that some Black people also just like, I know what I know and I know what I know. Because you could come back with an ultrasound and say, I'm having a little girl. And they're like, nah, that belly's sitting low. That belly's sitting low. Sometimes we don't give a fuck, okay?
Well, and to that, I'd say, shut up, dum-dum. If I show you an ultrasound with a pee-pee in it and you go, I don't think so. I don't care what you know. You're dumb. And you need to cut that out.
I don't know. I feel like I get defensive on prove to me that's a pee-pee. That looks like that could be anything.
Yeah.
It looks like a ghost.
That's true. I'll be honest with you. When we first went to go get the anatomy scan, which is how you can actually see the gender of the baby, at least in, form like that, they showed me my daughter's gender. They were like, what do you think that is? And I was like,
is that how they bring it up?
Because they're being like silly. They're being cute and shit.
Yeah.
I didn't describe it well. I'm holding my wife's hand. It's very nice inside. The room is dark and a sweet lady goes, okay. Yeah. You know what I mean? She really puts a little sing on it where she's like, what do we think? And I said, ma'am, I have no idea what the fuck you're showing me. And she was like, oh, it's a vagina. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, cool. Congratulations.
What about with your son? Was there like a little like
penis?
It all looks like ghost mush.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not that it doesn't look like a penis once somebody explains it to you, but if I just showed you a raw dog picture of what
Don't use that as a term for the ultrasound picture.
Sorry, a uncooked puppy picture of what I was looking at, you wouldn't be like, oh, absolutely penis.
Okay.
Right. That's fair. That's fair. Like, you're not, I'm sure you weren't like, oh, yeah, that's one of mine. Like, you could.
Yeah, no, it don't work like that. I'm sorry. You guys don't believe me. You're making it feel like you're saying my son's penis is small. And I don't like that feeling.
Yo.
I'm like, so what? Because like at what month does it start showing? Because I mean, like, I feel like it should be showing at like 8
I'm saying that it is showing. It's that it doesn't show up on an ultrasound like the visuals that we're attempting to take in. There's a reason these people are experts and are in charge of designating, oh, that's the liver and that's this part and that part, because it all just looks like big-headed mush.
Maybe in your family, they see my shit is 6 weeks.
I was like, I still got questions. Are you saying like the penis is smaller than the liver? Like, what are we saying? Right?
Here's what I'm not
Okay,
gonna
now
do.
you are saying his son has a small penis.
Here's what I'm not gonna do is defend the size of my son's penis to two hood rats, to two ghetto children who I do not respect as medical officials in any capacity. You have no place in the medical business, and you've experienced nothing in your short, shallow lives. I will not defend the size of my son's penis. Shame on you both.
Hey, man. If it was big, you would have had to do that whole rant. You would have just
I have been assured he's a grower, not a shower, and I'm sticking by that.
And this is what's going to go at the end of Breaking My Heart video. This clip right here. Also, fuck my dad. I'm breaking my heart.
Oh, little dick ass
All right, we need to take a break. We'll be back with more Brandi Denise. More My Mama Told Me.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
Or me and my big old dick. We're talking to admittedly medium-sized Dick Langston and Brandi Denise about whether or not
I'm fucking dead. That soundbite was really good and really quick. That was good.
Yeah, it worked out.
Look, he's been thinking about it for longer than he suggested.
Yeah, that's true. I was queuing it up.
That was good.
Wait, so you did research? I do want to say one last thing.
Yeah.
Before we get into your research. I don't believe in this because, like you said, the dick is little as hell when they're in there. I don't see how that could make a difference enough to be like you got a little. You're sitting funny. You got a tiny little dick. It's the same as a girl. I don't think it would make a difference.
You're saying if they had a heavier dick, it would justify the weight of the drop. That somehow by having a larger penis, it would make more of an explanation for the stomach dropping?
I'm saying I don't know much, but I know that babies have small penises, and I don't think. And
no argument there.
I don't think that even the biggest dick baby is big enough to change the way that it's sitting in the belly.
Yeah.
Sure. I think the argument that would go back to that would be that it's more a hormonal difference rather than a
how different is the, for lack of a better term, stew hormonally from boys and girls? Like, is it that different?
I imagine it has to be. I don't know the specifics. I don't think it's like, oh, this is a completely, like you would taste the difference type shit. What? I think it's more, I don't know. You went with stew. I followed the analogy forward.
Okay, I get it.
And then you yes-no'd me so fast.
I'm sorry. I left you out. I left you out on the limb. That's not cool. I've been fucking up since the dick shit. I'm trying to be a better partner. That's not good.
Yeah, I would say that it's not like a massive difference, but certainly when babies are conceived, they all start off with a XX chromosome. Right. And then I think throughout the weeks, I think it's up to 20 weeks. Or no, it's sooner than that. It has to be because you can find out the gender sooner. But it's like 10 to 12 weeks that they start to shift into a boy, and thus they can tell the difference.
I have a question. So
yeah,
now that we've gotten into that, who's to say if it's a boy or a girl sitting up or high because maybe they identify as a different one?
Okay.
I mean, now we're talking nurture. We're out in nature now.
Yeah, I think the argument back to that, and I think the trans community would support this. I don't think I'm speaking out of turn. I think biological sex, we still fully acknowledge is like, oh, okay, well that's the cooking
Bio.
that happened. That doesn't mean it's the meal you ordered, but it certainly is the meal that
was the
served.
ingredients. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Now the food thing is making sense.
I like the food thing. I like the food thing
Now
a
it's
lot.
great.
I do.
Fuck y'all.
I like
All right. Let's talk a little bit about this research, because based on everything that I read, you two are correct in presuming that gender seems to have no real influence over the shape of a woman's stomach. Now, no science that I've read up to this point suggests that to be true. It seems like that is more conspiracy, myth, lore than anything else. And that
Nor does the type of sex she was having.
That's right. No, they didn't mention any fucking versus making love in the article, but you're right. I don't think that the science would support that either. So do you feel vindicated? Does this feel good for you both?
I feel great.
Where are you?
I feel good, but I feel like I'm with Brandi. I think there's some people that you can't tell them shit about, especially about babies and kids and like that whole realm. So I don't think it's like this knowledge is going to go for. I think the people that believe it are still going to believe it.
I think it's like a lot like astrology. Like you can't tell me that I'm a very demanding person because I'm a Virgo. That's why I am that way. And so you can't tell me otherwise. And so I think it's the same way. It's a fun thing to believe, and it's a fun thing to make up in your head and tell other people.
Yeah. If this at all helps solidify the fun of it, they say the reason that babies are often carried higher or lower is dependent on, number one, if this is your first child, because your body is sort of at its hardest and most prepared or sort of settled for like the stretching of your body. And then also whether or not you had strong abs before giving birth.
I told y'all.
Almost. There
now,
we go.
What is worth noting is that strong abs does not have to depend on whether or not you have a big stomach. Sometimes people have strong abdominal muscles or stronger abdominal muscles than like their belly might suggest, because the muscles live underneath it. The layer of fat is the layer of fat, but that's not necessarily a reflection of your strength, right? And so those muscles can sometimes be tighter for people who you would presume would have a lower belly, i.e., the lady you were talking about.
I think that's what made sense to me when you were like, I was doing this, but this was this.
Yeah.
It was working.
Wake up, everybody.
Yeah. This is uncertain. This is a fact.
Yeah. It was this, it came here. But no, that makes sense. And I do agree that like with the abs, people can have stronger abs even if you can't see them. Because, I mean, you get them from, doing different types of things. The outside part of the abs just comes from eating good. But you can still have strong abs from, certain exercises, laughing a lot, like whatever. Machines.
I think it's not crazy to say fat people have big muscles.
I don't think so either.
No. Mark Henry, strongest man alive.
Who is Mark Henry?
Sometimes I can't prove that what you said is an insult, but I can feel it.
No, Mark Henry is the best.
Oh, he looks pretty strong.
He was strong. He was big, strong. He won that strongest man in the world competition once and then kept the moniker for the rest of his life.
But he was also an Olympic weightlifter, so he was regularly one of the strongest men in the world.
No, he was a legit strong man who then turned into a professional wrestler, and I used to love me some Mark Henry, man.
Man, me too. By the way, if he's listening or we could get to him, come do our show in Austin, Mark Henry. Really
Mark Henry's in Austin. Come do the show.
Does he live there?
Fuck with you, Mark Henry.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
According to the internet.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he's looking to get into stand-up comedy.
Really?
Oh, no. Actually, uninvited Mark Henry.
No.
Listen. If you are not doing stand-up comedy, it is an open invitation to you, Mark Henry. And if you are doing stand-up comedy, I can't do anything to you physically except send a lot of hate through the microphone your way. A lot of hate.
Oh man, y'all don't support y'all idols doing stand-up?
I do not.
No.
Not even.
You don't think
no.
There's not any person that you feel like is in entertainment, another part of entertainment, who would be good at it
I think they might be good at it.
Because
you don't support them. You just like
no. I don't think the funniest people do stand up. All the funniest people I've ever known are not stand up comedians.
I agree
Funniest
with that.
people I've ever met were rappers.
Yeah, rappers are hilarious.
Yeah.
Guys that I worked with at the car wash, also hilarious.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
niggas who hurt my feelings in high school. Damn.
So funny. So funny. Me and high school boys, so funny.
Come on.
Yeah.
In high school, and comics were picked on in high school, almost exclusive.
And the charisma you have in high school when you're like thriving, you're never gonna get that same level of charisma back because you're at the height of all of your weaknesses and insecurities, and to find a fucking champion inside of that, god damn, you're a king.
Yeah.
And them motherfuckers were funny.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think so.
When niggas killed in high school, you'd run around the halls screaming.
The way people used to laugh in high school, it was like it came from, you know that sound that somebody makes when like a loved one died? It's like the same thing for laughter.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like,
I'm having flashbacks. It's so
I remember we watched this girl,
Jesus.
we watched this girl get beat up. It was probably my junior year. We watched this girl get beat up and dragged down the hallway, and she had been talking shit. She started the fight. It wasn't like a victim situation, but she picked on a girl who literally, her name was Big Dominique, and she decided she was going to start a fight with Big Dominique and got the shit kicked out of her to the point that micro braids were being left in a trail down the hallway. Then my nigga Richie picked up one of the micro braids and started running around with it. And the laughs.
Let me tell you,
we had for weeks.
I'm mortified.
Of course you did.
Mortified.
Bro,
as
you
a
had
girl,
me at
your tracks being left on the ground is the worst fucking thing that can happen in a fight.
You had me at my nigga Richie. Of course it was amazing.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be good when he said that.
So good. He put it in his hat. He had he was going into classes with these shits in, and they couldn't say nothing because they didn't understand what was happening. It was just white teachers confused.
You gotta trade schools
God.
After that. You gotta trade schools.
How do you come back from that?
You don't.
No.
That's an origin story. That's how Big Dominique became a villain. Like she had two paths in life. That happened. Richie got her, and then
Richie got her.
Because where's Dominique now?
No, Big Dominique was not the victim of this. Big Dominique was the
she did it. Where's the girl who
thumper.
got her track pulled out now?
She around. She be on Instagram. I don't know.
You know, she probably like.
I don't want to get too detailed because
it's very specific.
Yeah,
I know people who know, and then it's gonna be like a problem. I don't want people to be like saying I was being messy. I'm just stating
I hope
facts.
she came up. Maybe she started selling plates during pandemic or something.
I'll tell you guys this. I had my crush. I had to be like in 7th grade. I used to think Skechers were cool, and
That's okay. That's okay.
And I like wearing Skechers. I had the Skechers magazine. I would circle the ones I wanted. I was a military.
Okay.
I was a military kid. We moved around a lot of places. I thought it was cool to wear uniforms. I didn't know what was happening.
Okay.
And I wore like big glasses. And so my crush, like I walked in, I was like, got my new Skechers. I felt good. They had a little Velcro strap. I was killing it.
No.
Fuck.
He goes.
I don't like this story.
Brandi got on these stupid ass Skechers. And everybody just was looking and laughing. I remember trying to hide my feet under the desk. And my feelings were so hurt because I had the biggest crush on him. And I didn't even know. And this it gets bad because I didn't know what to say.
It gets worse?
Yeah.
Fuck.
No, continue. Please tell the whole
This is
story.
embarrassing. This is 11-year-old Brandi. I did not know what comedy was at the time, and I went way too low. I said, "Yeah, whatever," because your mama a crackhead.
Oh,
was she?
She was.
Okay. You were like, no, you made me feel small in a way that I can't come back from. So now
I also didn't know what level was not. Like, he said a fact about me. I did have those Skechers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going to say a fact about you. It was, yeah. And everybody stopped laughing. And I was like, well.
No, that's not as fun.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you.
But yeah,
Fuck,
that crush faded quickly. Boy, fuck you.
That might be worse than what happened with Big Dominique and them. Because that's
No, he had to go home and
tough.
really like.
No, I think like it was a thing where he kind of stopped fucking with me after that. But yeah, it was still.
You asserted dominance.
Did you throw away your Skechers magazines?
No, I still fucking wore them. Like, fuck y'all.
Good for you.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Would you ever wear Velcro Skechers now, or is that like?
I have a pair of hiking Skechers now. Like Snoop Dogg brands them. My friend works for Snoop, and I got a pair of free Skechers hiking boots, and I love them.
This is actually an inspiring story.
Snoop Dogg brands everything. I don't think you want to brag about what Snoop Dogg's willing to put
But you
his
know,
name
I've
on.
never had hiking boots, and I'm happy I got Snoop Dogg hiking boots. So whatever.
Okay, fair enough.
Skechers. Yeah, so I will wear Skechers again. Is basically what I'm saying.
I think it's a story of triumph. I think I think it's a W.
And that's how I learned comedy for real. I was like, oh, that's not good comedy.
Okay. I was like, all right, I took it too far. Now I'm going to go workshop a few other retorts.
Yep. And we'll be back.
And be ready for the next time niggas notice my Skechers.
Velcro is a hard sell.
It
really makes it stand out.
Underneath it, but it had the one strap over it.
So unnecessary Velcro? That's not better.
Do y'all know that material that kind of like reflects like that?
Oh, I know the shoes you're talking about.
Like it reflected because they were like almost like a gray and a navy blue, and it was like when they hit the light, they reflected a little. Like I just really liked.
Fuck. The way you're glowing just talking about them.
Because I mean, like,
it feels sick.
I just feel like kids should be, you know, I'm a kid. Like, let me find my own style. This is who I am.
That's true. That's true.
I respect that.
Yeah. All the toughest L's as kids are taken by you taking chances fashion-wise and not realizing that FUBU bought at the African store is not as good as FUBU bought at JCPenney.
Yeah, 100%. I remember one time I wore... I can't remember who got it for me. It's probably my dad or my nana or some shit got me like this this blue velvet shirt and like a crushed blue velvet, but it was like a collared shirt, and I wore that with some swishy pants and my
Langston.
Swishy pants is crazy.
And I swear to God, there was nothing you could have told me that morning that would have made me doubt. You know what I mean? Like
you thought,
in my head, I was like, nigga, you just got one off. Brother, it is kill spray.
He doing this, you know? I'm going to kill him.
Langston Kerman, you're going to live forever.
You're going to want to get about 6 of these because this is your look, my man. Dad, yeah, I'm going to need some more swishy pants.
I know you're talking
I ain't done here yet.
You're talking about windbreakers, right? You can call
that's right.
Swishy pants because I know exactly what you're talking about.
It was because they weren't branded windbreakers. They weren't like fly. They were just big ass swishy pants.
It was crazy to pair that with a button-up shirt already.
It was a polo. It was a velvet polo.
Okay.
And so,
man, I know you were hot.
Bro, I made some choices that day, and you couldn't have told me I wasn't fucking killing them. Some Tim Hardaways, which are weird fucking sneakers too. They weren't even traditional.
That's not the Hardaway that you would want his shoes.
No, and so I made all these wild choices, and I'm having a great fucking day, and I'll never forget it. And I will name her name, Shamika Rayner.
Oh shit!
Looked at me at lunch. And she said, look at this nigga in this tight ass shirt. And the way that it ended me, like the undoing it did in my brain that made me never want to take a risk again.
Oh my God.
I'll never get it back.
I feel like that, do you think that carried on into your adulthood? Because I feel like you're not really a risk taker with your clothing.
I don't like the way you said that, but yeah, I agree. I don't. I think there's something lost something was lost in that feeling I could
man.
just put on anything and figure it out versus like, I got to be held accountable for the clothes that I wear because otherwise, damn, a mean ass little girl is going to make me feel small.
I hate that they killed that part of you because like right now we could have like a swishy pants, like leopard print Langston in front of us or just.
I could have done anything.
Here's my question to you.
Yeah.
Because Brandi was able to overcome, right? And she, would you wear a blue velvet polo now?
I would. Yeah, I wear one now.
Okay, you should get one. You should get one. You
with swishy pants.
With swishy pants.
I think I have one, to be honest with you, and I haven't worn it with swishy pants, but I'm not opposed to the possibility. But
they just released Tim Hardaway's last year, the red and yellow ones.
Well, here's what I'll say. I think I've now reached a point where like I'm willing to do that shit in part because I have everything else so settled. Mm-hmm. But I think there's something necessary for people as they're evolving to be able to create that in their youth, because that's really when the shit matters and like really defines who you are. Mm-hmm. Now I could pull it off, but I know I'm doing something when I do it. What you want is to be able to put the shit on and be like, it's a Thursday. I'm gonna put my blue velvet and swishy pants on. I don't give a fuck. Like you want that energy.
Like the spirit of innovation was what was killed in you.
Yes, I became an assembly worker versus I could own the plant.
Mm-hmm.
God damn.
And you never wore them again. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah.
No. Shamika, I never fucking forgive you for what you did.
How old are you?
This had to be 5th grade, 6th grade, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Did you have anyone that you could vent to about it, or did you have to just go home and take it on the chin? Because that was always difficult for me. Having an immigrant mom, she doesn't even understand the joke. Like, you know what I mean? It's in front of the African story. She's like, yeah, it's a great shirt.
My dad's like, bro.
Yeah,
they make fine shirts at the African store.
It was wrapped in plastic. He took it down from behind the Fantas.
Remember, he got the little hook out to take it down off the wall. So you know that's
behind the Fantas is so specific.
Oh yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, my dad's a communist, so no, there's nothing. He don't dress cool. There's no connection we could have made on like, can you believe they would say such a vile thing about this outfit? How can we fix it, Papa? You know what I mean? Like, it's just I had to live with all of this.
Yeah, those are the toughest cells to swallow, is when you have to just take it as a kid. You just have to go home, get in the shower, cry it out, or whatever it is you do.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. What would you tell your child that came home in this same situation? Your children?
I'm never buying anything from the African store again. I'm sorry that I did this to you, son.
So you're going to protect them, okay?
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks. David doesn't support his local Africans. Certainly not for clothing.
I agree. Because, by the way, and I just want to say that I don't know what's going on, at least in my city, but every fucking street fair I go to, Africans are selling bootleg shit. It's nuts. They were out at the park at Cinco de Mayo. They were at fucking Jazz in the Park. Like, it's just like crazy.
What city are you in?
Denver.
Ooh.
Notorious for Africans and bootlegs.
Damn. And I'll say this: they're not talking about that in the debates. You know what I mean?
No.
They're covering all these issues, but the Africans in Denver who are selling bootlegs are sliding by. Stop accusing Haitian people of eating dogs and cats. That's silly. Put a stop to these goddamn Africans and their bootlegs.
Whoa. That's not the angle I was talking about.
David wants you to stop this. He's very passionate about it. And whoever brings it up first will get his vote and his donations. Please. The man's sick of you letting these Africans get away with this.
Yeah, you'll get my vote. I always vote. I'm just kidding. I'm civically responsible.
We need to take one more break. This is great. We're going to be back with more Brandi Denise. More My Mama Told Me.
I
Why do you
look
think
good.
that is? You
I
look
smell
good.
good. I
Yes.
feel good.
And you sing good.
And make love good.
Oh.
We are back, not discussing James Brown, who did make love good, I assume.
Did James Brown only have sons?
Oh.
Well, sons is for fucking.
That's what I mean. If he only had sons.
Now, are you on the... Because making love can be good as well, Langston.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm not
okay.
suggesting that it's bad sex as much as just trying to understand if maybe James Brown could be the breaker of that theory.
Oh, I mean, he was a sex machine. I think he really could. I like to think of him as like a utility player. Like he had a lot of tools.
He's more mellow than Austin Rivers.
Oh, he had a lot of kids. It looked like he had mostly girls.
He make love good.
Yeah.
I do believe that.
He had 9 children.
Damn.
That's actually lower than I thought.
Yeah, back then you had to.
If you would have said 16, I would have been like, yeah, that sounds like James Brown.
Yeah, right.
The last little bit that I'll hit you with, the other element that apparently plays into whether or not a baby is sitting low, or rather the woman's stomach is sitting low, is the baby's physical location inside of the womb, right? That like if the baby is in fact head down and, as they call it, sitting low, the way your stomach will show will likely sit lower versus if the baby is up high, you will likely have the baby higher in your chest and shit.
Okay.
I guess I'm trying to figure out, how do babies typically sit? Are they usually upside down, like balled up?
No, they start. They're rolling around constantly. Yeah, they're all doing this and they're rolling around constantly. But what you want before birth, rather, is for the baby to be head down. If the baby's feet down, then that's a breach, and that is dangerous for baby and mom alike. So they either have to figure out a way to turn the baby, which you can often do on your own, like it's just walking around and shit will make the baby turn themselves.
Okay.
Or if they have to physically turn the baby, they go up in there and turn them, or you have to get a C-section because it's too dangerous.
Damn.
Got it.
Yeah.
Learning so much.
It's intense shit.
It is.
You know how I know that breach thing is that Jay-Z lyric.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is it?
Came to the game, feet first, like a baby born a breech birth. That's how I always remember it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He really helped us a lot.
Yeah.
And he only tried, and guess what? He only said that once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Stuck.
He just thought of that. And then he was like, I'm gonna go say that in a song. And he didn't write it down or nothing.
And it's stuck with David.
Damn.
Learning things. I should have listened to that song and I would have known.
I don't. The problem is I don't remember which song it's on.
There are other conspiracies relating to how you can tell the gender of babies that I think we should go through before we wrap up this episode. There's a cravings myth. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of a cravings myth, but they said that if you want to eat a lot of salty things and you're having a boy, and more into sweet stuff, then you're likely having a girl. Okay. There is also heart rate myth. There's a higher heart rate means a boy, a lower heart rate means a girl. But you may also come across people predicting the opposite. But either way, they claim that the different heart rates are related to boy and girl. There's the morning sickness myth.
Yeah.
Less morning sickness means a boy. More morning sickness means a girl. There's the skin appearance myth. Glowing, beautiful skin means a boy. Acne and other skin issues means a girl. And then finally, there is hair appearance myth. Thicker, shinier hair means a boy. And limp, dull hair means a girl.
Can I just point out that they hate women? They hate girls.
I was just going to say.
They hate girls.
It truly feels that way.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like it boils down to, if your life is bad, if your pregnancy, your life gets worse, it's a girl. If your life gets better, it's a boy.
Yeah.
Fuck.
They just hate.
Yikes.
They hate girls. That's crazy. That's exactly what that is.
Yeah, it just kept going too. Like I thought maybe, like the shiny skin one was just like, that the predictions are the predictions. They've been this way historically, but then you get to thick hair and fucking whether you eat fun, and it's like, all right, man, you gotta chill.
Yeah, you just are like, yeah, your life's gonna be terrible. As you can see already, it's starting. Like, what?
You feeling sick? You got a girl in you. That's got to be a girl inside of you.
There's nothing but a girl making you throw up that much. What?
Olivia is also reminding us of, and yeah, I have heard this phrase, Olivia, a baby girl steals mother's beauty. That like there's sort of like it's a saying, almost an idiom that implies that baby girls steal their mother's beauty from them.
I think that speaks to the complexity of mother-daughter relationships.
Facts.
I like, that was a really good way of being like, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
I agree with that.
Hands up, don't shoot, please.
But I think that's a good point, the complexity of them, because I often hear about people not getting along with their mother, or people are like, oh, they just hate their daughter. And I've never had that type of relationship with my mom. So I always forget that things like that do exist because I haven't experienced it. But yeah.
Damn. Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Good old solid relationship with your mom. Her hair still shiny?
Mm-hmm. Shiny and
There
gray.
we go.
Mm-hmm.
I love my mom as well. And 1 out of 2 ain't bad.
Oh, shit. And my mom's super sweet. Shout out to Grace.
Shout out to Grace.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think with that Grace shout out, I think we did it. I think this was like a great episode. Brandi, could you tell the people where they can find you? What cool shit you have going on?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter and all the social medias at Brandi with an I, Brandi Denise Boyd. And you can catch me tomorrow night on Jimmy Fallon, September 18th. Tune in, watch it. If you were missing this episode, go back and watch it on YouTube and like and share. And I have a special coming out next year with Heartbeat, so look for that.
Hell yeah. Ori, what you got?
Cool Guy Jokes 87 on Instagram. Go buy my special Birth of a Nation on Patreon. Patreon.com/David Bory. Birth of a Nation with a G is very funny. We're having a lot of fun over on Patreon. We got like 45, 50 videos. We got interviews with Langston and Olivia. It's a great time. And come see us on tour.
Hell yeah. Yeah, see us on tour. We're coming to cities near you. DC, you're up first. October 10th, I believe. We coming for your motherfucking neck. We want that place filled to the brim. You've been asking us to come to DC. Now is your chance to see us in DC. And shortly after that, we'll be in Detroit and then Chicago that same weekend. And then we got a bunch of other dates that'll follow. As always. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, in DC, we locked the guests down. So it's not just going to be us. It's going to be Jamel Johnson. It's going to be Tony Woods. And it's going to be Paris Sashay.
Let's go.
Nice. 3
insanely funny people, DC natives, respectively. They will be in the house and they're going to be doing some silly shit with us. It'll be great.
We're going to be eating mumbo sauce.
Hell yeah. I don't know that I've ever had mumbo sauce.
I haven't.
So yeah,
I haven't either.
Oh, well, Jamel is the one who took me to get it for the first time, so we could go get it that night.
Let's get some mumbo sauce and spray it on the crowd like like champagne. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
I'm sure DC niggas will like that. We just shower them in mumbo sauce. I'm sure they'll be, oh yeah, daddy. Oh yeah.
Is this what you like?
This what you like, DC?
They gonna beat y'all asses.
Someday.
Put on a Wale beat. Let them feel what they like.
Go-go music.
Yeah.
Now I'm just saying DC. Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
No,
Kevin Durant.
I
You
guess
like his hair. You like it. You like it, DC. Anyway, yeah, please come see us live. And as always, you can follow me at Langston Kerman on all social media platforms. And if you want to send us your own drops, your own conspiracy theories, if you want to tell us where a baby sits when it's ugly, send it all to mymommapod@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. Like, subscribe, buy the merch, kiss your mamas. That's it. Bye, bitch.
White wine, white woman, and hate crimes.
My Mama Told Me is a production of Will Ferrell's Big Money Players Network and iHeart Podcasts.
Created and hosted by Langston Kerman.
Co-hosted by David Borey.
Executive produced by Will Ferrell, Hansani, and Olivia Aguilar.
Co-produced by Bay Wang.
Edited and engineered by Justin Connor.
Music by Nick Chambers.
Artwork by Dogon Krieger.
You can now watch episodes of My Mama Told Me on YouTube. Follow at My Mama Told Me and subscribe to our channel.